Danny. Okay, aloha kakahiaka kako, and good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. The meeting of the Board of Trustees today is Thursday, March 19th, 2026. Time right now is 9:06 in the morning. Board Secretary, please take a roll call.
Trustee Ahuna. Trustee Akaka. Trustee Akina.
Aloha mai kako.
Trustee Alapa. Yes. Trustee Galuteria.
Yo.
Trustee Lindsay. Present. Trustee Souza will be joining us shortly. Trustee Wahe'e.
Present.
Chair Kahele.
Present.
You have 8 trustees present. You have quorum.
Okay, mahalo, lehua. For those joining us on Zoom to testify or listen, please note that we're using the standard webinar platform rather than the Zoom meeting format. This meeting can also be viewed via live stream on OHA's website at www.oha.org/livestream and also on our friends at Olelo TV. As an attendee, if you are able to watch and listen to the proceedings, you're welcome to do so. And if you wish to testify on a specific agenda item, please follow these steps. Please raise your hand to indicate you'd like to speak. We'll change your status from attendee to panelist when it is your turn. This may take a few seconds, so we do appreciate your patience. As a panelist, you have the option to turn on your camera and unmute yourself to provide testimony. And once you have finished testifying, please mute yourself and you'll be returned to attendee status. Chair would like to now introduce the Chief Operations Officer for the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, Keishan Kikina, to introduce the administration staff in attendance today. Morning, Keishan.
Aloha kakaiaka kako. Mahalo nui Chair, Ame Trustees no Keia Halavai. This morning we have with us from administration in support of this meeting our Interim Administrator and CEO, Summer Silva, our Investment Director and Interim CFO, Ryan Lee, our Associate General Counsel, Roselle Agog, our Senior Director of Strategy and Implementation, Elena Fardin, our Director of Communications, Bill Brennan, our Senior IT Systems Engineer and Administrator, Kevin Chalk, our Investment Land Asset Manager, Leanne Gentry, and we also have with us our Managing Director of Real Estate, Daniel Sandomire, and our Operations Manager, Royce Campbell, who we will be hearing from later today on their budget briefings. Mahalo nui.
Okay, mahalo, Keishan. And here with the Board of Trustees today, we have Lehua Ito Kazo, Board Secretary, Alina Young, our Interim Chief of Staff. We have Kapona Kiakona as our Board Counsel, and numerous trustee aides and trustee secretaries that are here with us today to support the Board of Trustees. So welcome, everyone. We have a full agenda, so a lot to get through today. But first and foremost, the Chair has invited the American Cancer Society to present to the Board of Trustees. And I'd like to welcome them to come to the table. And before we recognize them, Lehua, do we have any discussion on the informational briefing by the American Cancer Society?
No one is signed up to speak on this item.
Okay, great. Well, while they are getting set up, trustees, one of the reasons why the American Cancer Society is here today is that I think all of us know someone who has had cancer, died from cancer, beaten cancer. Cancer is one of the leading causes of death statewide and nationally, for that matter. There's at least 7,400 new cases of cancer every year in Hawaii that lead to about 2,500 deaths in the state of Hawaii because of cancer. As we all well know, Native Hawaiians represent a disproportionate amount of those individuals that suffer from cancer. Native Hawaiians experience over a 50% higher cancer mortality rate than the average resident in the state of Hawaii. Young adults, ages 20 to 49, have some of the highest cancer death rates in the United States. And so this is one of the most alarming statistics that we have. And so the opportunity for the American Cancer Society to join us today and to specifically talk about how they serve our beneficiaries and our Native Hawaiian community is not only for us and our staff here, it's also for the Lahui that's watching live on Olelo TV and throughout the state. And so we want to welcome the American Cancer Society, and they'll introduce themselves and give a brief presentation to start our morning board meeting off. So welcome.
Aloha and mahalo, Chair Kahele, for having us here, and the entire OHA Board of Trustees, the team that we have here supporting. We are so honored to be able to share with you about some of the work, some of the needs that we have. He did a beautiful job, I think, of kind of explaining some of the unique challenges that are facing our community, our state, and particularly Native Hawaiians. And so, you know, the American Cancer Society, a lot of people know us for being the largest non-governmental funder of research, but we also do these incredible patient support services here on the ground. And I think that's what's so special about our organization is what we can do to get things to stay in Hawaii for the people of Hawaii. And so that's what we're really here to share about today is, you know, I know you mentioned, you know, cancer is something that affects everyone. And I don't know if everyone in this room, you know, if you want to nod, if cancer has somewhere touched your life in some way. But our mission is to end cancer as we know it for everyone. But cancer doesn't affect everyone equally, and especially for people in Hawaii. We have geographical challenges that just people, you know, elsewhere, especially on the contiguous United States, just do not face. And so how can we educate, help implement a programmatic plan to help prevent some of these deaths, to really save lives, not just touch lives, but save lives. So that's our goal. That's why we're here today. My name is Laura Kreider. I am the Executive Director overseeing Hawaii and Guam, and I'm going to pass this over to my colleague, Becca.
Aloha, OHA Board of Trustees. It's so nice to meet you. We're so grateful to be here. We're excited to explore a partnership to reduce cancer disparities in the Native Hawaiian population. Cancer is very close to home for me. I lost both my mother and my father-in-law, who's Native Hawaiian, to cancer. To start off our presentation, I'd like to introduce Dawn Turner from the Kauhaiha'o family on the Big Island. Dawn comes from 3 generations of Native Hawaiian women who have each faced breast cancer. We were able to provide services to ease her cancer journey, so I'll turn it over to Dawn. Mahalo, Dawn, for being here.
Aloha, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you, Dawn.
Okay, perfect. My name is Dawn Marie Turner. I was born in Honolulu, raised in Hilo, but my heart feels most at home in Honolulu on Hawaiʻi Island. The American Cancer Society's Health Equity Ambassador Program is about empowering trusted local leaders and community members to spark conversation, build confidence, and help our people take charge of their health through prevention and early detection. Through this work, ambassadors reach deep into our lahui, bringing life-saving awareness where it's needed most. In our Native Hawaiian communities, too many of our people are not getting screened early enough. I have seen firsthand how cancer affects our families when care comes too late. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in August of 2023. My mom was diagnosed in 2015, so I always knew that I needed to get screened. I endured months of chemo treatments and then did radiation in Oahu. When I was going through radiation treatments, staying at the Hope Lodge, I was able to go home to visit my family, my husband, my children, my mom, and my grandma. My grandma Shirley means the world to me. That evening at dinner, she shared that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. That night, she looked at me and said, "I didn't think at my age I was going to get cancer." She was 81 years old at the time. On my final night at Hope Lodge, I found myself there not just as a patient, but to support my mom and my grandma just as her journey was beginning. She was brave, but scared. My heart broke for her, but I also knew what needed to be done because I had just walked the path she was going to start. Our kupuna deserve access to screening and treatments that respects who we are and where we come from. But all Native Hawaiians face real barriers: cost, distance, fear, mistrust. When our lahui don't get screened, we lose precious time that could save lives. Bringing a program that the American Cancer Society can bring It's about saving our Kanaka and all the people of Hawaii. I believe our community deserves better outcomes, and we have the power to make that happen. My mom, my grandma, and myself, we have been and continue to be fighters, caregivers, survivors, grievers, and now thrivers. And we will continue to show up and stand with our community. I truly believe that together with the American Cancer Society, with OHA, with Maiohana, we can make a difference in this fight against cancer, because together we are strong and together we are hope. Mahalo for allowing me to share my Ohana story, to be a part of this uplifting journey that we are on. Without the American Cancer Society and Hope Lodge, our cancer journey could have been incredibly difficult, but because of them, we were never alone. Mahalo.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, Dawn, for those heartfelt words. Did you know that 1 in 2 men will be diagnosed with cancer and 1 in 3 women? This was shocking, and when you put it into perspective, how many families are impacted and how many families will be impacted throughout our community. Our mission is to end cancer as we know it for everyone and to ease the journey to make it better for everyone.
Thanks, Becca, and thanks, Dawn. She did such a beautiful job, I think, of really sharing about not only the services that the American Cancer Society is providing, but what is that doing beyond just a life touched? You know, the Hope Lodge provides free lodging for cancer patients that are coming from our neighbor islands to be able to come for treatment. And without that, you know, they're paying out of pocket, they're paying for expenses for travel and flights. And those things, you know, can really add to the burden and the stress of having cancer. And so far, you know, in particularly just for the Native Hawaiian community, we've saved over $500,000 just in the last, you know, 6-7 years. We provide services such as, you know, being able to provide free rides to treatment, a 1-800 number you can call anytime. Anyone has a question. We're always there to answer. We're always there to be there for you. And yeah, I mean, I feel like from our standpoint, the work that we're doing is incredible, but we also have more to do. When it comes to education and when it comes to early screening, prevention, and detection, those are areas that we want to improve upon, and that's why we're here with you today.
What is the direct impact of cancer on our Native Hawaiian community, you may ask? Well, Chair Kahele shared so many great statistics. Cancer is the second leading cause of death in Native Hawaiians. We must stop this. We must be in front of this.
Exactly. You know, I think even Dawn touched a little bit about medical distrust as well. And, you know, sometimes I think that people even hear, okay, this is coming from the American Cancer Society, or it's coming from my doctor. But if they're hearing it from trusted people in the community, that's what we're looking to do, is really bring trusted friends into, you know, our family and share this information, educate people in a way that brings in that trust. And so that can help us with reducing smoking rates, right? If Native Hawaiians are nearly twice as high in terms of smoking rates, obesity prevalence, those are things that can help overall health. We want healthier Hawaii and a healthier tomorrow.
This is where the Health Equity Ambassador comes into play. This is about bringing cancer awareness and educational resources through trusted advisors in the Native Hawaiian community. So your uncle, your tutu, your kumu, your surf coach. We are looking for these individuals to pass along information and resources. This is why we came to OHA today. I'd like to introduce you to Martel, who is leading the Health Equity Ambassador program across our region.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you so very much. Mahalo nui to everyone. So grateful to all here representing OHA. I am Christina Martel. I am Strategic Director of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and I work with this amazing team in Hawaii. I cover Hawaii, California, Arizona, and the western part of the United States. As everyone shared from the American Cancer Society, our guests here, cancer affects everyone, but it does not affect everyone equally. As we also shared that cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths among Native Hawaiians, and it is true that 3 times more likely the Native Hawaiian community is likely to die from cervical, stomach, and other preventable cancers than white individuals. This burden mostly is due to access to cancer care and early detection education, and that's why we are here today. I have worked for the American Cancer Society for 25 years and have shared space and talk story with many representatives, caregivers, survivors, and leaders in Hawaii, and so grateful to be here again and share more about the Health Equity Ambassador Program. You know, here at the American Cancer Society, we work with local community members through the Health Equity Ambassador Program with leaders to transform these cancer outcomes by advancing health equity and access to care. The question is how do we do this? In the words of Auntie Sandy Claveria, a cancer survivor and community leader in Hilo, it's not how much you know, it's how much you care. And that is the core of the Health Equity Ambassador Program here at the American Cancer Society. Through the power of storytelling, talking story with survivors, caregivers, community leaders, community members, through culturally grounded cancer prevention education built on trust, and creating safe spaces rooted in cultural knowledge, traditions, and lived experiences for learning about cancer prevention and education. As the aunties say in Hilo, we stand up and stand strong together. Together with organizations and leaders like yourselves at OHA, together, the Health Equity Ambassador Programs, we represent, and all of you here and the ambassadors across communities, across the nation, and hopefully in Hawaii soon, represent their communities and reach people where they live, work, and gather to build healthier communities, turning trusted relationships into life-saving awareness and driving impact to narrow those access to care gaps. Since 2021, the Health Equity Ambassador Program has touched 1.1 million lives and has trained 7,000 ambassadors. And we're proud to say that most recently we trained 100 ambassadors in the Indigenous community with our virtual launch last November, and many representing the Hawaiian community, the Native Hawaiian community as well. Now I want to pass it on to my colleague, Jason Hooray, to dive deeper into the Health Equity Ambassador Program. And Jason, I know you are here today, so passing it on to you. Mahalo.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Martel. Aloha, everyone. My name is Jason Hooray. I'm the Director of Health Equity Community Outreach and Engagement for the American Cancer Society. So grateful to be a part of this conversation. So the Health Equity Ambassador Program truly is designed to address cancer disparities by working through trusted community-based organizations. So essentially, we partner with community-based organizations that are already rooted in these under-resourced communities. These organizations help recruit and support local ambassadors who can deliver education in the spaces where trust already exists. These community-based organizations, or CBOs, are critical partners as they ensure the education is culturally relevant, it's locally grounded, and it's also aligned with community needs. So essentially, the ambassadors serve as trusted messengers. They engage individuals through education, through conversation, through connection, and they share these resources to support prevention, screening, and informed decision-making. Overall, this approach allows us to meet people where they are to build this trust and create more equitable access to cancer information and care. So at the core, this model is all about empowering communities to lead the way in improving their own health outcomes. Next slide, please. I'll pass it back to Martel.
Thank you so much, Jason. And as Jason mentioned, the American Cancer Society's Health Equity Ambassador Program would not be possible without the community members and the community-based organizations that help make this happen. And really, truly, a lot of the ambassadors that represent this program are caregivers and survivors from the communities where they live, where they work, and where they gather socially. And so as I shared earlier in our gathering today, I have worked for many, many years in Hawaii with survivors and caregivers, and the root of it is really about trust and trusting in the community and the survivors and caregivers that represent them. And that is at the core of what the Health Equity Ambassador Program is. And so we have so many stories to share, but I know we have limited time. I know that my colleague Laura has a specific story she'd like to share that you can see here on the screen. If everyone can see that, we have an incredible story of a survivor and caregiver from Hawaii.
This is Frances and Renette Koa from Maui. Frances was diagnosed with multiple myeloma and had to stay at Hope Lodge for about 9 weeks straight, multiple courses. And he is just a shy guy. He's not, an attention seeker, and he was kind of kept to himself when he first arrived at Hope Lodge. But through cooking dinner in the kitchen and connecting with other people that were going through the same thing, he really started to open up. And now we call him the unofficial mayor of Hope Lodge because he's come out of his shell so much. He shares what he's going through. And now he's saying, oh, this is what I do when I get nausea, or this is something that, I can share with my community on when I decided to get tested, and reminding them to get tested themselves. So he has become such a natural ambassador. He may not be the type of person that's going to go to a medical support group, but what we want to do is bring what's organically happening in Hope Lodge out into the community and bring these voices of trust, saying, how can we, as the American Cancer Society, educate key and influential people throughout the community who can share some of these life-saving things. And so that's, I think, what our goal is bringing this connection and this trust that's built outside of Hope Lodge.
Great. Thank you, Laura. So where ambassadors lean in, I think this slide really highlights where this work truly comes to life. Health equity doesn't happen in clinical settings alone. It happens in trusted everyday spaces where people already live, gather, and also connect. So the first one, community events. These are spaces like local gatherings, cultural events, walks, and different fundraisers. Ambassadors meet people where they are, so they're integrating cancer education into these conversations that feel very natural and familiar. These are also settings where they help us identify individuals who are already trusted leaders in their communities. Also, cancer action events. These are the more focused on advocacy-driven spaces where awareness is elevated and community voices are centered. They bring people together who are already engaged and ready to take action, thus creating the momentum and the shared purpose. And then finally, everyday conversations and tools. This is where a lot of the real impact happens. Using simple tools like our Cancer Risk 360, ambassadors can start one-on-one conversations in daily life. These moments, these connective moments, build trust, they increase awareness, and they often spark interest in others to really get involved in this work. All across these spaces, the common thread is trust. And then just a quick highlight on how we measure impact. All of our programs are result driven. And this evaluation model shows how community-based engagement drives measurable impact in cancer prevention and early detection. So we are recruiting and training trusted messengers, We're equipping them with culturally relevant resources, and then on the back end, supporting overall outreach in the community settings. We track scale and reach, including the number of health equity ambassadors trained, our number of community members engaged, and the overall lives touched from this initiative. We are also measuring knowledge and confidence among our ambassadors that is leading to greater awareness, screening, and healthier behaviors in the overall community. So this is how we are moving from awareness to action and from action to impact. So by investing in the Native Hawaiian people, building trust, and empowering communities to lead their own health journey. And I'll pass it back to you, Becca.
As you've seen today, cancer touches everyone and probably most of you in this room. We thought of OHA first as we would love to partner with you on this program. This is an inaugural program to Hawaii, and you could be the first to launch this. As you can see here, we have First Lady Jamie here on the screen. She focuses on Native Hawaiian health, and she'd love to see this program come to life. Together, we can ensure earlier detection, stronger communities, and more Native Hawaiian families surviving cancer. Thank you so much again for your time today, and we're so grateful to be here.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Really appreciate it. Trustees, any questions for Trustee Lapa?
Yes, I wanted to know how many patients the Hope Lodge holds.
We have 20 guest rooms at the Hope Lodge, and we are actually celebrating our 10th anniversary of Hope Lodge this year. So it opened, thank you, it opened in 2016. Since opening, we have saved cancer patients basically $10 million just in lodging costs. We have hosted about 5,500 patients over those 10 years. And so, yeah, I mean, we've had them come from, you know, all over the islands as well as the Pacific Islands as well. We welcome them. It's completely free, 100%. They walk in the door. They have everything they need, from kitchen to laundry facility to, you know, a ride to pick up your pharmacy medications. It's all taken care of.
Thank you.
Trustee Ahuna, and then Chair Emerita. Trustee Ahuna.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to offer up some comments. It's for us in Hawaii as a Hawaiian, you know, I know that healthcare is much different than the mainland, how things work. And for me, the struggle with my family going on right now, this point right now, I can't believe you guys are talking about this, is we need better access to resources to healthcare. And the reason why we need an easier process is because to get to early screening and all of that, sometimes it's so hard. You're on the phone with healthcare providers the whole time, and you can't get in, like, or even to your destinations. It's so hard because the appointments has to be set. And one of the things that is really, really hard for people in Hawaii is, what if the people in Hawaii cannot support the type of cancer that, you know, or treat the type of cancer that they have? They can only go to on the mainland. What happens is it's so hard to actually leave the hospital to go onto a hospital that can treat them properly. And it's just like for us here in Hawaii, we just need better help to helping the person get the health care, get the early screening, get all of that. We don't have that. Sometimes we go like, I don't know about Hope Lodge, or, you know, but I think some, the kids, when they go to cancer treatments, they stay at like, not Make-A-Wish, but they stay at like Ronald McDonald houses. These houses don't, like certain cancers, you got to go to the cafeteria and eat. You cannot stay in your room and eat. So what happens is, people like with brain cancer or anything, it's a tough time. So for us as Hawaiians, like treating our people, we need a lot of help from the mainland people helping us with getting these accesses to all of this. I mean, my son started off with a with a vagoshonoma, you know, and they didn't want to leave. They only wanted to treat him in Hawaii. And then when we went to another a hospital, they did testing and they asked if they did all this testing. And when they did more testing, they figured out, oh my God, he has a chondrosarcoma. So he would have died on the operating. But the thing is, it's the parents on the phone just fighting, and that's the type of help that we need. We need somebody with the healthcare agencies helping us get the early screening, helping us get to the hotel. That's the hardest part over here. I mean, I'm just telling you because I'm at Duke University right now. So,
Thank you, Trustee Huna. Chair Merida?
I just wanted to know from the ladies, what would make a neighbor islander have to come to Honolulu for services?
For services, yeah, I mean, the lack of care and, what Trustee Ahuna just shared and the fact that he, really emphasized that lack of access to care. Oahu has a lot more medical treatments, especially in the cancer space, than our neighbor islands do. There's a oncology shortage, an oncological, treatment shortage. There are shortages in even equipment. So certain types of screenings, have to be done on the mainland for certain islands. And so, yeah, the challenge is real. The challenge is there, and you spoke to it so clearly. And so, what we are trying to do is, one, do people know about the American Cancer Society's flight program? Do you know that we provide free flights to treatment? We can provide free flights for you guys to be able to get there. That's part of that information sharing and that knowledge is, do we know that Hope Lodge is there for people free, completely free service that we provide, that we have a Road to Recovery driver program, for example, on Maui. And on Maui, if you need just a ride to your appointment, that's the kind of thing that gets in the way. Like you said, it's like sometimes I don't have someone even just to drive me to the appointment. And so, to be able to have the resources, but also knowing that they're there, we work with our health system partners, and some of these things that you bring up about being on the phone, I mean, that's critical. We have a 1-800 line that's open 24/7, that's available for anybody that has any questions about cancer, anything about their diagnosis. If they are up and, I'm having this symptom and I don't know what to do, I can't get a hold of my doctor. We're here 100% 24/7 for you. I see Dawn has her hand up as well.
Hey, Don, go ahead.
Thank you. Just to kind of go on that question of for outer island patients like myself, when I was first found my lump, I had tried to get an appointment here in Hilo, but at our local facility, the person who does that type of testing was on vacation. And so they couldn't get me an appointment for the next 3 weeks, where the cancer center at Queens in Oahu could get me an appointment in 2 days. So there is a very different, I want to say, timeline versus me waiting here on the Big Island versus me not wanting to wait and being able to get that appointment a lot quicker. And so my process went a lot more faster by me making that choice to have my care done in Honolulu versus waiting here in Hilo, for somebody to be able to take me for an appointment.
Thank you, Don. Trustee Galatera?
Thank you, Chair. And mahalo for scheduling this presentation. We appreciate you. I'm proudly wearing my aloha right here. All right. And everybody has a... Oh, wonderful. Mahalo. Thank you so much. This is more of a thought than a reflection, more than a question. But everyone has their cancer journeys in different ways. So from a personal perspective, several years ago, my 16-year-old granddaughter was diagnosed with lymphoma. And her mom actually works here with Trustee Luana Alapa, Summer. And so when she was diagnosed, we went through the process. And for an entire year, she could not be in close proximity with her own classmates. She was a junior at Aiea High School. So for 1 year, she was virtual, and she was going through her treatments. She went to Hope Lodge. And Ronald McDonald as well. And so that year was a year of learning, because after that year, she went into remission. And she graduated from Aiea the following year. And so now she is, and this is a reflection on what you folks are doing, because there is a good story in our family anyway. And She now goes to Grand Canyon University, and she's on her way to receive her, her medical certificate. And she wants to be an anesthesiologist. So I told her, hey, you take them down, you got to bring them back up. But we're very, very proud, and we're very thankful to American Cancer Society for Juliet. Appreciate it. I just wanted to share.
Yeah, no, thanks,
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mahalo for your presentation and coming here today. And I also want to say mahalo nui for sharing the personal stories here today. I see some familiar faces on here, and Adon, we know your grandmother very well. And I also want to highlight that I have to imagine that your art in lauhala weaving is through your grandmother, as she's such an amazing artisan and well loved in the Kona Hawaiʻi community. I also see familiar faces here. I see my parents featured next to Auntie Shirley under where ambassadors lean in, and I am fairly familiar with the Hope Lodge and very thankful for the contributions and those that have come to support the Hope Lodge. And it's nice to hear of some of the those that have been positively affected by all that you folks are doing. And when I'm hearing partnership, what are you imagining that to entail?
So we're really seeking exactly a partner in this. And so when we have launched this in other areas, and Martel can share a little bit more about what we've done in terms of a case study, but we partner with organizations who have, connections with communities and leaders of people that we're trying to educate and train. And I think, for us to be able to build out those trainings, come and do, whether it's in-person trainings, be able to share the materials and all of those things, that's what we're seeking, is also a funding partner.
Okay, so I think that at the very first part that we definitely can provide advocacy, and that whether it's partnering legislatively and different ways that we can advocate within community, perhaps if there are certain events or statistics that should be shared, we can share that on our social media as well as on our website. And if there's certain hallmarked moments that it would be good to share, especially in specifically our Native Hawaiian community, I think that would be an opportunity for us to partner on. Having had experience living on a neighbor island and having ohana on neighbor islands, I can definitely say firsthand, I do know of the difference of what health outcomes and survival rates look like when you live on a neighbor island versus on Oahu. And I would like to see that there is better health care throughout the islands and not just on Oahu. So I think bit by bit we're getting there, and I'm so thankful to the many leaders and partners within our community that have the ability to do so and have the aloha for our community to do that. And I will say this too, when I'm hearing more about what you folks do, it reminds me too, Dawn, knowing Auntie Shirley, and it was shared with me recently by my parents that Danny Akaka Jr. and Anna Akaka, of your grandmother's diagnosis. However, it's so nice to see these visual images of her thriving and doing well. And also we, having been a part of a health conference on Hawaiʻi Island, it was really highlighted. The statistic that I had shared earlier is of the lower outcome of survival if you have any major health occurrence happen from cancer or a stroke or a heart attack. We haven't had the type of facilities nor transportation to accommodate that through the years. So it's very nice to see a bright light being shined on how our Native Hawaiian community is being helped. So again, if there's anything that should be brought to our attention through time, please let us know. We would really appreciate that so that we can perhaps pair with our community engagement team, our advocacy team, our communications team. Trustees can be aware of so that when we're within our community that we can share on this. If there's pamphlets that we can have, that we can share about that specifically affect our Native Hawaiian people, as well as if there is information, certain mail that we can share when we're meeting with our legislators, and information that they might not be aware of that they can share in their newsletters, I think that would be helpful. I'm also seeing a letter from Senator Drew Kanuha, who Trustee Galataire and I just met with a couple days ago, and seeing that he is a strong supporter of this, and him being a Kona Ka'u volcano senator, as well as a part of the majority in the Senate. I think that's really helpful in what you folks are trying to do. So I'm looking forward to having a further conversation with him about this as well.
Thank you so much. Actually, Drew's Uncle Junior Kanuha is my father-in-law, and he passed away from cancer. And I drove him to Hilo from Kona every treatment, and it was really difficult to, just take that journey. And sadly, he didn't make it. But had we got in front of it sooner, maybe he would have lived longer. So
yes,
yeah.
I also want to touch on you saying that, and what Trustee Ahuna had shared, and what Trustee Galataire had shared. It's a lot for the patient to go through this, as well as for the family, the guardians, the support system. It's so important for the support for the patient as well as the caregiver, because as we experience in our own time, the caregiver often gets burnt out. And many of us do not have the resources to sustain in what treatment looks like. So I will say that in participating in the health conference on Hawaiʻi Island, much of what my family focused on was the resources, as well as the spiritual aspect as well, and how it's so important to have your community and your culture wrapped around you as you're going through whatever it is that you're challenged with, and how you come out stronger and better and resilient, and so that your caregivers are not burnt out to the point where you can't have a happy and functioning family once you get through it. So again, thank you for sharing your personal stories, and I'm looking forward to hearing more on how we can partner in this.
Thanks, Trustee Kaka. We'll go to Trustee Wahe, then Lindsay, then Souza, and then we'll close it up so we can move on. Okay, Trustee Wahe.
Thank you. For people without health insurance, and if you want to get a thorough screening, a lot of the processes are really expensive, like to get an MRI or colonoscopy, even a CAT scan, right? Are there resources that help pay for that kind of thing because I'm guessing a lot of the, Hawaiians who are not getting screened probably can't afford those things. So what do you do once you recommend for them to do that and then they can't afford it?
Oh, thank you. Which is a great question, right? Insurance and people that are not covered. For us, we really focus on, okay, how can we, at Hope Lodge, for example, we don't require any insurance. So anyone can stay there if they need to get screened. Now, the insurance and, the medical care, these are larger conversations, right, with the health insurance companies and with the hospital systems. We do partner with the hospital systems to be able to have these, kind of more challenging conversations of problems that need to be solved. And so we're constantly trying to work to improve on that level with, the various, oncologists and people who are, voices for us within those systems. But you're right. That's something that, for us, the Health Equity Ambassador Program, we'd hope to be able to better educate people. Where can you find the ability and resources to be able to get screened? Are there free screening options? All of that is something that we could collect and share through this program.
I just want to clarify part of my last question. For the neighbor islanders that come to Oahu to receive treatment, is there monies to pay for the round trip ticket?
Yes, thank you for asking and clarifying. We do. So we have a partnership with Hawaii and Alaska, and we do flights to treatment. So round trip flights for the patient and their caregiver. To the mainland as well, right? Yeah. So if they need to go to UCLA, and because there's a treatment there that we just don't have here, we cover those flights. So we're doing what we can. We know that there's larger issues, but what can we do? We can address access to care, and we can at least people can get there, but they can't know how to get there if they don't know about the resources.
They can't get better if they can't get there.
Exactly. They can't get better if they can't get there.
So because I know a little bit about Trustee Ahuna, do you utilize those services, Trustee, for your son?
Every single day we face challenges. Every single day. We're on the phone with care coordinators every single day. And I need professional help with healthcare. Like in Hawaii, the problem is our healthcare. It doesn't align. So we have to go through all these layers and hoops. And there's these facilities on the mainland. Of course, I see people flying every single day it's because they're sick. I mean, we don't have proper healthcare. Facilities on our islands. I don't even know if we have proper facilities even on Oahu to still treat a lot of the cancers that I'm talking about. But for me, I'm for the lahui, I'm for the kupuna as well as the keiki, so the whole gamut. And we need better access to healthcare, you guys. We need somebody to help our people get to the services to help them. And that's the biggest, I'm telling you guys right now, that's the biggest trouble right now, is that. And I'm hoping that you guys can train these people. I mean, it's a tough one. You know what I mean? We need somebody to fight for better healthcare so we can get better services. That's period. That's what we need. So thank you guys. I mean, my fight has been going on for 8 years now. So yeah. So thank you.
Trustee Souza.
Mahalo, Chair. Mahalo, ladies, and mahalo to everyone online for joining us here today and bringing awareness to the situation, providing hard numbers, numbers that we see affect our people, right? And this is part of our strategic plan, our Mauli Ola healthcare, education, housing, right? And so it's a coincidence that we're also seeking partners as well, effective partners moving forward. And it's perfect you guys are here today and kind of shining light on what we need to be doing as well. Bringing attention to it early on, not till it's waiting till stage 4 because we don't have the resources. That's no excuse. But I think sometimes that happens because they're uneducated, our people and the broader community. And so I look forward to being a partner, partnering up in this program. And if it's the will of this board in the future, we can become a fiscal partner as well. I'll support that as well. So thank you very much. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much. I guess last thing before you leave, if you're talking right now to our beneficiaries throughout the state, some watching this live, some will watch it later on Olelo. What is your message to them? What is information they need? If it's a phone number or a website, or can you just close on that and then we'll adjourn?
If we want to leave you with one thing, we want to leave you with our 24/7 support line. And just that people are aware, they need to get screened. Our website also has all the information and resources that you could need if you're going through a cancer journey. We have just so many resources. But yeah, one thing we could leave you with is definitely our 1-800 number, because it can help you and with patient navigation, with resources, questions, symptoms, food insecurities, all of the above. If you take one thing from this presentation.
Do you have the number?
Yes. Do you have under business? You have the number?
And while you're pulling that up, is this a number that directs someone to a general American Cancer Society phone line, or
yes, it's a general
local?
So we have local people working, but it is a general line.
Okay.
And they can always get reference to our office, our Honolulu office as well, to talk to our team.
And Matt is going to share the number.
Okay.
1-800-227-1234. I'll say it one more time. 1-800-227-1234.
and cancer.org.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate your time and mahalo. Take a quick recess and we'll thank our guests before we reconvene.
Thank you. We're so grateful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Forward to talk to stories. Yeah. Hold on. Thank you. Are we live?
Okay, mahalo trustees, and thank you again for the American Cancer Society for their presentation and for starting us off on a great day today. Trustees, I'd like to take our agenda out of order. If there's any objections to that, what I'd like to do is start with action item as part of new business C, which is BOT 2603, the approval of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs Board of Trustees honoring the lifetime service, culture, leadership, and legacy of Kumu Hula, Robert Uluwehionāpuaikawēkiuokalani, Cazimero, followed by the beneficiary advocacy and empowerment portion of the agenda and the approval of the 9 matrices that were part of the BAE's agenda on Wednesday. Any objections to that? Okay, so at this time, I'm going to recognize our vice chair for those next 2 items on the agenda.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, we're taking it out of order, and like Chair mentioned, we're action item BOT 2603. Do we have anyone signed up to testify?
Yes, we have one person. We have Kapulani Landgraf that's here.
Aloha. Can join us at the table. Come actually. Yeah. Come in this one. Aloha.
Aloha.
Go ahead.
Oval Kapulani Landgraf. I'm the director of Gallery Iolani at Windward Community College. Aloha. We are currently showing Ke Kilo Lani, an exhibition on Robert Uluwehionāpuaikawēkiuokalani, Cazimero. I get plenty of practice. I come here today to request a proclamation recognizing Robert Cazimero for his lifetime of contribution to our Lahui. For decades, Robert has committed his life to the preservation and elevation of our traditions, through mele, through hula, and through the leadership of Halauna Kamaleo Lililehua, which is celebrating its 50th year. He has trained and guided generations, not only in performance, but in discipline, kuleana, and for aloha for our culture. His work is not only artistic, it's foundational. It is ike passed from one generation to the next. It is the living embodiment of what it means to carry knowledge forward with integrity. So this proclamation is not simply an honor, it is an acknowledgement of responsibility fulfilled and a legacy that continues to impact our community every day. Mahalo.
Mahalo. Thank you. Anyone else signed up to testify?
No one else is signed up to testify.
All right, members, at this time, the chair makes the motion for the Office of Homeland Affairs Board of Trustees to approve a resolution honoring the lifetime service of cultural leadership legacy of Kumu Hula Robert Uluwehionāpuaikawēkiuokalani. How was that? That was good. Yeah. Cazimero. Members, any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Trustee Akaka,
Go ahead.
Aye. Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, Aye. Trustee Galuteria,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay,
Aye.
Trustee Souza,
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
and Chair Kahele stepped out. We have 8 yes votes.
All right, members, mahalo. Motion passes. Thank you for joining us here today. Aloha. Yeah. And how long is that exhibit running for? Till May 15th. Thank you so much. Wynyard Community College. Aloha. All right, members, next up is the Committee on Beneficiary Advocacy and Empowerment. At this time, I'm going to turn the time over to Committee Chair, Trustee Galuterio.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Your Committee on Beneficiary Advocacy and Empowerment, having met on March 18th, 2026, and after full and free discussion, recommends approval of the following BAE legislative matrices to the Board of Trustees. No action required on Matrix 1, so Chair moves to approve OHA's staff positions for bills and measures naming OHA as presented in Matrix 2, except for HB 2046 relating to the Olelo Hawaiʻi Commission from support with amendments to support. Lua, any public testimony?
No one is signed up to speak.
Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Trustee Akaka, aye. Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, aye. Trustee Galuteria,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, aye. Trustee Souza,
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
and Chair Kahele has stepped out. We have 8 yes votes.
Mahalo, members. Matrix 3, any public testimony?
No testimony for this item.
Okay, Chair moves to approve recommendations for bills and measures affecting the Public Land Trust as presented in Matrix 3, except for SB 2599 relating to development from comment to monitor, HB 1842 relating to government from comment to monitor. Members, any discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Trustee Akaka, aye. Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, aye. Trustee Galuteria,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, aye. Trustee Souza,
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
Chair Kahele has stepped away. 8 yes votes.
Okay, mahalo, members. Let's move to Matrix 4, affecting natural resources and native Hawaiian traditional and customary practices. Any public testimony?
No testimony for this item.
All right, Chair moves to approve the recommendations for bills affecting natural resources and native Hawaiian traditional and customary practices as presented in Matrix 4. Members, any discussion or questions? Oh, nice music. Thank you. That was quite dramatic. Okay. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Trustee Akaka,
Aye.
Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, Trustee Galuteria,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, Trustee Souza,
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
Chair Kahele has stepped away. We have 8 yes votes.
Okay, mahalo. Let's move on to Matrix 5, bills affecting Native Hawaiian housing. Any public testimony, Leo?
There is no public testimony.
All right, I'd like to move to approve staff position recommendations for bills affecting Native Hawaiian housing as presented in Matrix 5. Any discussion or questions, members? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Trustee Akaka,
Aye.
Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, Trustee Galuteria,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, Trustee Souza,
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
and Chair Kahele has stepped away. You have 8 yes votes.
All right, mahalo, members. Matrix 6, measures affecting Native Hawaiian health as presented in Matrix 6. Any public testimony, Lewa?
There is no public testimony.
All right, I'm going to move to approve recommendations for bills affecting Native Hawaiian health as presented in Matrix 6. Any discussion, members? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Trustee Akaka,
Aye.
Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, Trustee Galuteria,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, Trustee Souza,
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
and Chair Kahele has stepped away. You have 8 yes votes.
Mahalo. Okay, Matrix 7 are bills and measures affecting Native Hawaiian education. Any public testimony?
There is no public testimony for this item.
All right, I move to approve recommendations for bills, measures affecting Native Hawaiian education as presented in Matrix 7. Discussion, members? Okay, hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Trustee Akaka,
Aye.
Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, Trustee Galuteria,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, Trustee Souza,
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
and Chair Kahele has stepped away. You have 8 yes votes.
Okay, mahalo. 2 more matrices. All right, Matrix 8 for bills and measures affecting Native Hawaiian economic stability. Any public testimony, Lehoa?
There is no public testimony for this item.
Okay, Chair moves to approve recommendations for bills and measures affecting Native Hawaiian economic stability as presented in Matrix 8. Discussion? Questions? Okay, hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Trustee Akaka, Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa, Trustee Galuteria,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, Trustee Souza, Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
Chair Kahele has stepped away. You have 8 yes votes.
Okay, mahalo, trustees. Okay, this is the final matrix. It is on bills and measures affecting Hawaii Revised Statutes, Chapter 6E, iwi kupuna, and historical preservation as presented in Matrix 9. Any public testimony?
No public testimony for this item.
Okay, so the final motion for this action is to approve the recommendations affecting Hawaii Revised Statutes, Chapter 6, iwi kupuna, and historical preservation as presented in Matrix 9. Any discussion, members? Okay, hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Trustee Akaka,
Aye.
Trustee Akina,
Abstain.
Trustee Alapa, Trustee Galuteria,
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay, Trustee Souza, Trustee Waihe'e.
Yes.
You have 7 yes and 1 abstention.
Okay, mahalo, trustees. Okay, that concludes our action for the Committee on Beneficiary Advocacy and Empowerment. Turn it back to you, Vice Chair.
Well, Trustee Galuteria for your hard work, and as well as Trustee Akaka and our advocacy team down at the Capitol. Mahalo nui. All right, next item on the agenda is the Committee on Budget and Finance. Do we have anyone signed up to testify on the first item? I believe the first item is 2604.
There is no one signed up for this item.
All right, at this time, I'd like to recognize Budget and Finance Committee Chair,
Thank
Mr.
you,
John Waihe.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chairman, I'm going to, this action item has 2 different motions. I'm going to make them both together because they're the same action item, so we can just vote on it. So I move to approve and authorize OHA funding for Ho'akoakoa Lahui Event Sponsorship Awards for the following organizations and events for fiscal year 2025, 2026, quarter 4, batch 2, items 1 through 6, and items 8 through 13, and to approve and authorize OHA funding for Ho'akoakoa Lahui Event Sponsorship Awards for the following organization, for an event for fiscal year 2025, 2026, quarter 4, batch 2, item number 7.
Do you need a so move?
Mr. Chair.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Let me redo this. I'm going to do it separately. I just, okay. Sorry about that. I didn't realize. Okay. Let me redo it. I'm going to move to approve and authorize OHA funding for Ho'akoakoa Lahui Event Sponsorship Awards for the following organizations and events for fiscal year 2025, 2026, quarter 4, batch 2, items 1 through 6, and 8 through 13. If there's no discussion, can I get a roll call vote?
Trustee Ahuna.
Aye.
Trustee Akaka.
Aye.
Trustee Akina.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Aye. Trustee Galuteria.
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay. Aye. Trustee Souza.
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e.
Yes.
Chair Kahele.
Aye.
You have 9 yes votes.
Members, I just to remind you guys, I guess there was a recusal for this one, so be aware of this motion when I make it. So it's, I move to approve and authorize OHA funding for Ho'akoakoa Lahui Event Sponsorship Awards for the following organization and the event for fiscal year 2025 to 2026, quarter 4, batch 2, item number 7. And this is Action Digital Inc., so I don't know who,
I did.
Okay, so Trustee Ahuna.
This is an action item for 7?
Yep.
Yes, it's on the screen.
Okay.
You're voting on this.
Kanalua, I don't know what's going on.
Aye. Trustee Akina.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Yes. Trustee Galuteria.
Abstain.
Trustee Lindsay.
Yes.
Trustee Souza.
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e.
yes.
Chair Kahele.
Aye.
And coming back to Trustee Ahuna.
Yes, thank you.
Mahalo. We have 7 yes and 1 abstention.
So, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move to approve the report of independent third-party auditors, N&K CPAs, regarding the annual financial statements of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs report for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2025, conducted in accordance with government audit standards and uniform guidance at attachment A, and approve the report of independent third-party auditors regarding the annual financial statements of a single audit report for the fiscal year ended in June 30th, 2025, conducted in accordance with government audit standards and the uniform guidance at attachment B, and authorize the administrator to designee to take all other responsible actions necessary and appropriate to complete, issue, file, and distribute their reports.
Okay, trustees, any discussion? If not, roll call?
Trustee Ahuna,
Aye.
Trustee Akaka. Aye. Trustee Akina. Aye. Trustee Alapa. Aye. Trustee Galuteria.
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay. Aye. Trustee Souza.
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e.
Yes.
Chair Kahele.
Aye.
You have 9 yes votes.
Okay, trustee Wahe for action item 2606, final approval.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move to approve FY26 budget realignment number 1, BR1, to modernize OHA's fiscal framework by synchronizing personnel costs with actual onboarding dates, centralizing administrative travel for better oversight, updating the organizational structure to reflect current operational needs, and related amendments to program structures and resource allocations as summarized in attachment number 1 and number 2, and amend OHA's biennium budget for the fiscal biennium periods 2025 to 2026, FY26, and FY27, realignment number 1, approval of core and non-core budgetary allocations for the proposed reallocation of funds under option 1 and option 2 to cover temporary staffing costs.
Okay, thank you, trustee Wahe. This also includes option 1 and 2, as affirmed in the BNF committee yesterday. Trustees, any discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Ahuna.
Aye.
Trustee Akaka.
Aye.
Trustee Akina.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Trustee Galuteria.
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay. Aye. Trustee Souza.
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e.
Yes.
Chair Kahele.
Aye.
You have 9 yes votes.
Okay, trustees, thank you, Chair Wahe. We're moving on to item 2, exec session. Do I have anyone signed up to speak on either of these items listed in executive session?
No one is signed up to speak on these items.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a motion to go into executive session pursuant to HRS section 92-5?
No.
Trustees, discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Ahuna.
Aye.
Trustee Akaka.
Aye.
Trustee Akina.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Aye. Trustee Lindsay. Aye. Trustee Galuteria.
Aye.
Trustee Souza.
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e.
Yes.
Chair Kahele.
Aye.
You have 9 yes votes, so we are moving into executive session.
Okay, I'd like to reconvene the OHA Board of Trustees meeting for March 19th. The board met in executive session and no action was taken. Trustees, we're going to go back to the items on the agenda, which was going to be item B, presentation by the operations team and also the resource management team. Chair is going to defer those presentations to a future date. And we are on the last item of the agenda, which is community concerns and celebrations. Lehua, do we have anyone signed up for community concerns and celebrations?
There's no one signed up for this item.
Okay, next item on the agenda is announcements. Trustees, do we have any announcements to make? Trustee Akaka?
I have two announcements. The first being that our Hawaii Governor George Ariyoshi, this past Thursday, March 12, 2026, he turned 100. And so he is now a centenarian.
Wow.
And so that being quite a celebration, I attended along with my ohana and my soon-to-be centenarian grandmother, Mauli Akaka, wife of U.S. Senator Daniel Kaikina Akaka. 99. Yeah, so we attended along with my Akaka team the 12th Annual Bioeconomy Implementation Forum from Hawaii, and that was at the Hawaii State Capitol Auditorium this past Monday, where legislators, businesses were in attendance as well as community. And a part of that forum was dedicated to wish Governor Ariyoshi a happy 100th birthday and thank him for him being a great example of public service, along with his son Rozo Ariyoshi speaking on his behalf of some of his many accomplishments and continued work. And also another thing to note is he is Hawaii's longest serving governor. And I just wanted to highlight some of his key contributions during his administration's time, which includes the Hawaii State Plan promoting land reform and overseeing the 1978 Constitutional Convention, which, as many of us know, is the time that the Office of Hawaiian Affairs was established. So we mahalo him in his support for these landmark decisions and in the creation of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. And I also want to note that in his vision for Hawaii, it included the vision for the Natural Energy Lab of Hawaii, also known as NEHA, on Hawaii Island. And that was formally established in 1972 to make Hawaii a leader in development of natural energy and to attract intellectual leadership. And it was also done during his time in his continued work, activating and establishing many Hawaii international sister state relationships, including Fukuoka in 1981, the Azores Islands, in Portugal in 1982, Guangdong, China in 1985, Okinawa in 1985, Ilocos Sur, Philippines in 1985, and Jeju, South Korea in 1986, which was his final year in office. And I also wanted to note too that Jeju, it is known as Hawaii, the Hawaii of South Korea, and the relationship promotes tourism, cultural, and educational exchanges. And in 2023, following the Maui wildfires, these strong ties between the regions were reaffirmed when South Korea delivered emergency relief supplies to Hawaii. So that is some of what the contributions have been from Governor Ariyoshi, and wanted to highlight that and mahalo him for all the continued work that he does. In addition to that, I also wanted to share that it's House Education Week at the Hawaii State Capitol, and that House Education Week honors Hawaii's teachers, faculty members, students, and librarians who have made notable contributions to our communities within the field of education. And House Education Week is an annual event that takes place during the legislative session, featuring a series of activities and recognitions at the state capitol, where awardees are recognized during daily House floor sessions at 12 p.m. And they are also live streamed on the House YouTube channel. So that's something to note. And I was very happy to learn that in running into a former OHA employee, Captain Poi. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Trustee Akaka. Trustees, any other announcements? Okay, Chair has a few announcements. Our next Board of Trustee meeting will be on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026. Over the next few weeks, our Standing Committee and Board of Trustee meetings will have PAIA budget briefings, and this is a great opportunity for our beneficiaries to understand how the fiscal year 2026 budget has been utilized, opportunities to pivot, and what our FY 2027 look ahead may turn out to be. The Hawaii Island Satellite Office will be at Pahoa's Punakai Shopping Center on Friday, March 20th. That would be this Friday. Nominations for the Alakai Awards are now open and will be due Tuesday, April 7th. So please take the time to highlight an outstanding staff member or outstanding supervisor for the FY 2026 quarter 3, which is January through March 2026. Just also want to quickly reference that OHA's Aloha Aina webpage is currently up, and we encourage our beneficiaries to visit our oha.org/Aloha Aina, which is our military lease lands webpage. We've been very diligent in updating it with the latest and greatest updates and information. Also happy to share that our negotiating military lease lands permitted interaction group is getting a lot of traction in its advocacy efforts. So mahalo to our ELT, our staff, and our technical advisors for being passionately and actively involved. Another announcement is that the Office of Hawaiian Affairs will be present during the Merry Monarch Hula Festival next month in Hilo. We will have a table there that represents OHA. We'll be hosting workshops. And on Saturday, we will, April 11th, OHA's trustees and staff will be marching in the annual Merry Monarch Parade. We'll post details about where our table and workshops on our media outlets, so please come by and say aloha. We're also looking forward to visiting our beneficiaries on Maui and Kauai in May. Our Chair Emerita Lindsay will be hosting the OHA Board of Trustees on Maui in May, and Trustee Ahuna will be hosting the Office of Hawaiian Affairs on Kauai, and we're finalizing those details. We'll share those out as well. And then finally, if you're interested in applying, we often get requests for sponsorships for events. Our Hoa Koa Koa sponsorship program is where those applications should be submitted to. And so if you're interested in applying for a Hoa Koa Koa sponsorship up to $15,000 for a event in your community that benefits OHA's Lahui, the portal is open now to apply. The grants portal will open on April 1st, so in about a week and a half. It will close on May 29th, and the most important thing is that this is for sponsorship events happening between October 2026 and December 2026. So if you have an event from between October and December of this year, the application window to apply is for 2 months in the months of April and May. And we often get asked by beneficiaries, I want to apply, but then they realize that the portal is closed because we apply and consider sponsorship events almost 6 months in advance. So for our beneficiaries out there, that's something important to understand. You can also visit the Hoa Koa Koa webpage on OHA's website for all the information, and starting April 1st, you can submit your application then. That's all the announcements I have. Anything else? You're here at OHA. You probably can't hear the rain that we can all hear. And I guess, though not as severe as last week, there is another kona low that is headed to the state. And so for our beneficiaries throughout the state of Hawaii, please be safe. Please check in with your local civil defense and weather service to determine how you might be affected, especially tomorrow and this weekend, because there's more rain coming and there's more wind that might be affecting Hawaii. So be safe out there. All right, trustees, you need a motion to adjourn? So moved. Vice Chair? So moved. Discussion? Okay, roll call.
Trustee Ahuna has left the meeting. Trustee Akaka? Aye. Trustee Akina?
Aye.
Trustee Alapa? Trustee Alapa?
Yes.
Trustee Galuteria?
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay? Aye. Trustee Souza?
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e?
Yes.
Chair Kahele?
Aye.
You have 8 yes votes. We are adjourned.